I can't put a finger on it because if it was that simple, the job would have been fixed already. Um, no, I felt we did a decent job in the run game today. Obviously, they got a lot of plays on the back end. Um, this defense works collectively, so we have to, we all have to. Foley put it best, when we called it up. We got to check our inner self. We had a position now where it's human nature for, people start splitting up, people start pointing fingers, people start, doing anything besides the things that it takes to win football games or be successful in life. So no, that's not really just a football thing. When things aren't going right, people start looking for the easy way out or the out. And as long as I'm here and I have the C on my chest, I know I can't let that happen. And if players start to see that, or if we start to see that, we got to make sure we calling each other out, because we all have a job here, and we all came here for a certain reason. And when you start talking about wins or losses, the big picture can kind of get lost. We're here to win a championship, and that's a hard thing to do. I've been in the league 7 years, and I've only won one conference championship, so it's a hard thing to do. But that's why we play this game. That's why you go to work every day. That's why you practice every day. That's why you try to execute every day. That's why you build a relationship with your brothers and your teammates and the organization. You fall in love with the fans and all that. So we gotta, like I said, Foley said it best. we gotta do some inner self-checking, and once we weed out the ones that don't want to do that, we're going to start being in a better place. We're going to start seeing that progress. We're going to start seeing those wins, and we're going to start doing the little things right that put us in the right situation. So when we come back Monday, we gotta find our inner self.
So far, have you seen any of what you're talking about, or you're
No.
saying that's a danger?
Yeah, I haven't. Yes, I'm definitely not saying that. But that's human nature, like I said. So that's one thing that we have to make sure that doesn't happen. We got to make sure that we stay as close knit as possible. We remember that we all in this together. All our last names is on the back of that jersey, and in the front of the jersey represents us. So what we put on tape, that's all of us. It doesn't matter which side did better, who had more plays in the game. None of that matters. The only thing that matters is is how we play for each other, and just the mentality that that when we step on the field, that we can play with anybody. This isn't college. There's not a big talent gap between any teams. Obviously, there's some superstars here and there, but at the end of the day, we're all NFL football players, and the team that's most disciplined, the team that executes, is usually the team that wins.
CJ, Foley's a pretty emotional guy and a good leader. When did that take place? Was that inside there just now? Did he kind of break it down, with the defensive players? Like, how did that unfold? How emotional was that?
Yeah, when we broke it down after everybody came in the locker room. So yeah, it was emotional. I mean, Foley's as far as his defense, I'm pretty sure Foley's that's been here the longest, besides May.
Yeah.
So I definitely understand it. He's been in this situation every single year. So he plays with a lot of passion. He works hard. He studies, take care of his body. So when you don't see those results, things do get frustrating. But like I said, when your peers choose you as a captain or a leader, whatever it is, you just got to make sure that you got to stay in the right mindset, in the right place, to lead your guys, because you can't be one of the ones falling off or getting frustrated, getting upset. But you definitely have to make it known and let people understand what we need to do to get better, what we need to do to not have these type of games happen every week.
You obviously are trying to build something here with a pretty young team. When you look across the field of the Bills, what do you see? And is that kind of what you're trying to become to a large degree? Just not necessarily, just with their success.
We're not trying to become anybody else. We're trying to build our own identity. And when Coach Fowler came here, he had the identity that he wanted, and he still believes in identity. And that's the all gas, no break. Whatever phrase you want to use. He's installed what he wants this team to look like. So is it easy? No. Do we know when that's going to happen? When we're going to start seeing that success? We don't know. But like I said, that's why we work. That's why we come to work every day. During the game, I was just thinking about Kobe Bryant and just all the years, all the work, all the time he put in for 20 years and only got 5 rings out of it. So if you think about it that way, it's like you put in all this work, but you don't know when it's going to pay off. But that's why you do it, and that's why you fall in love with what you do, because you love putting in that work. And when the success does happen, it feels that much better. So I feel like this we built the foundation in the OTAs and all this, and you might have found some little cracks here and there in the foundation, but you know you can't have a strong house without a strong foundation. So I feel this character building moment this season, we're gonna really see what our foundation is like, and is it gonna crack or not.
What do you see in the Bills when you look across the field there at what you saw today offensively?
They put their playmakers in good position. Allen did a good job getting out of the pocket when he needed to, making plays downfield. They had a few runs that got out on the edge for us. So obviously for defense, we have to set the edge to stop the runs on the perimeter. But they just did a good job of executing their offense and executing as a team, and we didn't.
CJ, I'm sorry if you've been asked this before, but when you see the points the teams have scored on you guys the last 4 weeks, the 3 times over 45 or more, and obviously the 31 that came against Cincinnati, you've been in this league a long time. And what goes through your mind when you see those numbers up on the scoreboard?
It comes to a certain point where you just you're playing for pride, and when you step on the field, you playing to not to quit. You playing for the name on your jersey. So I can't really tell you what's really going on. It could be scheme, could be mistakes here and there. That's all of our jobs to figure out. But at the end of the day, when we step on the field, we gotta have passion and pride. No matter what the score is or where we at or anything like that. So that's at the end of the day. Whether it's a blowout, whether we win, lose, when we step on the field, we gotta have the same mentality no matter what.
Do you feel that whether it is scheme, whether it is mental mistakes by those on the field, do you feel like this defense right now is at a stage where it's broken and needs desperately to be repaired?
Nah, we're not desperate at all. So.
Do you think this is a moment that you'll look back on once you do find that full identity as a defense, kind of maybe when it all started?
Yeah, once we start seeing our success, we'll definitely look back at this moment and the moments in the past. I wish we can be successful every single week and come out with a victory, but that's not life, and that's not how football works. And like I was saying earlier, when you put in the work every day, you study, you get your body right, you do the right things every day, day in, day out. And when you start to see the success in that, that proves like why you do the thing. So it's tough and it's frustrating, when you put in the work week in, week out and don't get the results. But when you do get the results and you don't give up, you don't quit, you don't wither away from the hard times, that makes it that much better.
CJ, I know it was only one play, but on that near the end of the first half, Corey's trying to get an extra few yards there, and he gets stripped. You guys are kind of right in it there. He scores some points. How big was that moment in that game? Because it kind of got away from you quickly early in the second half.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate moment. Corey made a great catch. Mike threw a great ball. He was fighting for extra yards. That's the kind of person Corey is. He's going to give everything that he has. It was just unfortunate, that the ball came out. So, he probably's going to put that on him, but I put that on our defense. When he's catching the ball at practice, we got to start, trying to get out the ball for him more so he can, be ready for those situations. So it's all a collective thing. You can look at the turnover, you can look at the points that we gave up. You can look across the board. So we got to make sure we don't start pointing fingers at each other, but make sure we look at ourselves first and see, what are we doing? What is that individual doing to make them better, which is going to make the defense or the offense, special teams, make the team better.
CJ, I know that you haven't had a chance to watch the film of this one yet, but when you analyze the defense's performances over the last 3 or 4 games, not yet this one, do you see this as something that's quick to turn around? And if so, what is giving you the signs or the hope that this can be turned around quickly?
We just gotta start eliminating the big plays. That's really what's hurt us mainly. You think about run or pass in the run games. We got to get the guy down. If they break a 12, 15-yard run, at the end of the day, that won't kill us. But once they turn to those runs into touchdowns or getting good field position, scrambling, and making big plays. That's like Coach always said, explosives lead to points. So if we keep getting those explosives, we're gonna keep giving those points. It's that simple.
Last one.
CJ, their touchdown drive before halftime, they hit the 57-yarder to Diggs to start the game. Is that an example of kind of understanding situational football where you've got a young team, you guys kind of have to learn that in that situation they could be looking for the explosive on that play?
Yeah, situational football, good players making great plays. It all factors in. But just kind of like how you said, it's just we got to go through these learning curves, and it's gonna hurt. That's for sure. It definitely has been. But I feel, as long as, like I said, as long as we stay together, we don't split up. Guys like really just put their head down and grind out the last part of the season, and not really worry about who the opponent is, not worry about what our record is. But if we just honestly put our head down and just come to work every day with a mentality that we're going to get better each day. I mean, it sounds like I know we say that all the time. That's like the right thing to say, but I mean that's when you put in the work, you're going to get the results. So I mean, we just got to make sure we keep doing what we have to do. Like I said earlier, I don't know if you was here, Foley told the whole team, man, we got to check our inner self. So I mean, it's easy to start pointing fingers and separating, but I mean that's not going to do anything. So we just got to do our job.